Are you shocked by the differences of your age and group and our age and group?
I think what I found more surprising, which is why this film came to be, was almost like the lack of differences. What I find interesting about this whole conversation is that the view people, especially like queer people our age, with your demographic, I guess, like your age and being a woman, are very similar, especially with like how we experience gender and everything. It's just that we've been given this language and ability to talk about it.
Hi, my name is Angela Songi.
Hello, my name is Pauline McGregor.
My name's Carrie.
My name's Heather Lister. I'm 61 years old.
How do I label myself?
That's a really hard question.
I really do enjoy woman.
I don't go around and project on myself that I am woman, therefore I have these expectations of how I should be treated, right?
In so many circles, it's very provocative to be a woman.
I wasn't necessarily told what a woman was, but there's unsaid expectations.
You grew up, you fell in love, you got married, you had children.
You know, I've certainly always been very aware of being female. I mean, as soon as I became aware of it, it was like, wow, that's fucking, you cannot put that back in a box, you know?
For me, I think it's when you get interested in boys, right?
Because your body is starting towards a path of puberty, you have feelings in your body that are registering as wholly different than your childhood feelings.
I was out in the river with my Wellingtons, catching fish, climbing trees, playing with the boys.
Roles were quite defined back then, you know.
Women weren't expected to have a career as such.
There was no possibility that I would have been in a sort of executive role.
Waitressing, that's an interesting experience, you know, because you work with the fucking undersea creatures of the deep who have 8 arms and manage to get them on you.
Well, I won't have children because of the age I'm at, and does that make me not a woman?
I loved having my children and nurturing my children. That was probably the best thing in my whole life.
That is something that I feel I've let my mother down on. And to a certain extent, I feel like I've not fulfilled my society role as a woman either, right?
Because it's a normal thing to experience, you know, having a child and raising that child.
And what about the people who medically can't have children? Does that make them not a woman?
Due to medical reasons, I wasn't able to. My husband and I tried for almost 10 years. It does define a woman in a lot of ways, and you feel empty if it doesn't happen.
Femininity is not your breasts, it's not your vagina, it's not even your attitude towards them. It's some kind of construct or a mask.
You would never know. Like, femininity, masculinity, it's all in the way you perceive it.
But I think it's very fraught.
As a female, I was going to grow up and I was going to do this.
So it's some kind of construct or a mask that you apply in order to be more acceptable to others.
Examined what it meant to be female or gender or anything. I never really consciously thought of it.
Definitions, I started questioning, am I a woman?
You're still labeled. You know, you're still labeled, right?
I think humanity should move away from introducing any more labels. There's too many out there.
There was the tomboy, there was the female, there was the bitch.
Becoming aware and feel comfortable to speak out that, hey, I have a different gender. I don't feel like...
What kind of mask or costume you put on, there's always a predator out there that can smell it on you like you're wearing your insides on the outside.
Then that kind of throws all this traditional definition of womanhood out the window too, right?
I say that. It should...
With definitions, I started questioning, am I a woman?
Very fluid thing. It can be anything that a woman wants it to be.
There was no other stuff as the world has turned into now.
When you reach menopause, do you stop becoming a woman?
It comes from within. You're expressing your femaleness, not femininity.
I like the fluidity.
And I've always really fucking enjoyed that.
And I mean, it's all how people perceive it.